right, Matrixx and Rhodes show supporters. Well, it's another episode of Proud Americans. And what do Proud Americans do on this channel? And what do Proud Americans do when somebody in pop culture decides to wade into political waters? Well, Proud Americans drag their asses straight to Hades. And we've got that right here, and we've got video of John Cougar Mellencamp. This is not my first video on Cougar Mellencamp, by the way. Now, I feel like some of these artists, Neil Young, Bruce Springsteen, John Cougar Mellencamp, some people of that ilk, well, they're fraudulent, all right? They're frauds. They are fully aware that they have made and achieved all this success on the back of conservatives. It has been conservatives that listen to their music in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and help make them all this money and grow their brand. They go out there, they support leftists and like Joe Biden, and then they're surprised when their crowd doesn't want a political lecture. Now, I got to be real at this point, and guys, I've been very vocal. Man, I was a big John Cougar Mellencamp fan at one time. I think I had 4 of his CDs and his greatest hits album. All right? He's one of these guys, and I've been to a lot of concerts. He's one of these guys that if he hadn't waded all into the political waters, I would have eventually liked to have seen John Cougar in concert. Now, nah, you can forget it. Not a chance in the pit of Hades. Well, guess what? He started trying his leftist lecture at one of his concerts, and the concert goers, they weren't feeling it. So what happens? John Cougar throws a fit and walks off stage and won't play. Wow. Okay. You tit, but here we go. And this has gone viral over the last day.
Got real quiet. What do you think I've been doing, you cocksucker? Now, here's the thing, man. You don't know me. You don't f***ing know me. Hey, Joe, find this guy and let me see him after the show. Guys, I can stop this show right now and just go home. Tell you what I'm going to do. Since you've been so wonderful, I'm going to cut about 10 songs out of the show. Here we go. A little ditty about Jack Diane. Two magic kings go in our land. You know what? Show's over.
Okay, so he got mad, stormed off stage because he was up there giving his political opinions. All right, and people said, no, man, just play. Would you just play music? We don't want to hear it. You know? And I don't blame the guy that look, Mellencamp's lucky anybody shows up at this point anyway. You know? And you heard the back and forth. He said, what do you think I've been doing? Talking about playing music. Mellencamp still couldn't let the comment go. Musician flew into a rage. Here's the thing. You don't know me. You don't effing know me. He told other concert goers, find this guy and let me see him after the show. Well, what are you doing? That sounds like you're calling for what fans you've got there that actually align with your politics. What do you want them to do, round this guy up? Because that's probably not a good move either, John Cougar. Another fan shouted at the singer, and Mellencamp was ready to pack things up. I guess we should forget all the other people who paid to see Mellencamp, right? As a fan of the rock star, I would hate to have been at a show like this. Quote, tell you what I'm going to do since you've been so wonderful. I'm going to cut 10 songs out of the show. And then he started jacking Diane, and then he said show's over, and he stormed off like a big old titty baby. So he was so mad about this. This happened like a month ago, folks, that he has now went on the Washington Post, and he's bitching about fans and their etiquette. Are you kidding me? If I go to your show, I don't want your political lectures. How about you show some etiquette? I mean, it is what it is. Quote, it just hits me sideways, he said about fan etiquette at these shows. They paid their hard-earned money, dude. Really? He didn't specifically name drop the show in question, but it's clear he still has some hard feelings about the performance. Mellencamp said, don't come to his shows expecting to party, which goes against what most people love about concerts. I do expect etiquette inside of the theater the same way you would a Broadway show. Are you joking? My concerts aren't really concerts anymore. My shows aren't really concerts. They're performances. There's a difference between performance and concert. Look, I'm not for everyone anymore. I'm just not. And if you want to come and scream and yell and get drunk and come to my show, so he's basically saying, hey, if you want to go have a good time at his show, don't bother to show up. Okay, that's easy. We won't. So, as you can imagine, this got real response. And Charlie Kirk right there, move to Canada and see how your most famous songs plays, quote, two Canadian kids growing up as the lyrics. Yeah, absolutely. Old, irrelevant man yells at crowd, remembers the folks a musician used to listen to actually hate you. He's become an elitist, folks. You heard him. Yeah, he's not playing a concert anymore. He thinks he's on a Broadway play. Are you kidding me? I would have never dreamed the John Cougar I grew up listening to would have ended up in 2024 to have that elitist, pompous, I'm better than you attitude. He's shit in the face of blue-collar Americans that have bought his music and made him rich. Guy's a scumbag. You play to see him play music. The first guy was right. People don't want a political sermon when they go see a concert. Hey, he's not calling it a concert, guy. Everybody should demand their money back. Absolutely. And yes, it is a concert. After seeing the behavior of that singer, John Mellencamp, I never planned to go to see his concerts. I don't want a political sermon when I'm paying to see a music concert. I mean, good God. It's ridiculous. Charge back that credit card charge. Agreed. Sounds like another passenger on the Go Broke train just left the station. What's shocking is that people are still going to see him. I didn't know he had that many leftist fans, to be honest with you. That's a shame. I guess he has forgotten the fans that got him up on stage to begin with. Absolutely. One thing's for damn sure, Ted Nugent would never pull shit like this on his fans. Absolutely not. People are pointing out his dress. Interesting, he's trying to bring back the onesie. I think it's coveralls. But again, you want to say your show's a Broadway show, but you're wearing some coveralls up on stage? Okay. I mean, you get my point there. I feel like a little Stephen King wrote this little tantrum of his. We don't have to pay money to get lectured these days. We don't want to hear your political opinions. You're a fucking musician. Get up there and sing. The nerve. Looks like he dressed up for everyone, too. Cougar Boy hasn't been relevant for years. Unbelievable. I think he did the audience a favor by stopping. He sounded horrible. I've heard a dog howling better than that. It's probably that 4-pack-a-day habit he's got. It's pretty wild. Laughed my ass off. The dude turned into a communist squidbilly. His voice is trash. I don't know what's happened to the guy. That's crazy. Couldn't happen to a better person. He's always been a jerk. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Listen to that. I guess a tribute band, they're saying is better than, By the way, it doesn't mention Biden in this clip, but I guess he was talking about Biden. You know what I mean? That's crazy. This guy says his forehead reminds him of Beavis. Yeah. I would imagine he's going to have trouble selling tickets in the future. Can you imagine how many people's canceled? John, I just came here for the oil change. When will my car be ready? Hence the coveralls. I mean, I would have walked out. No one wants to hear a political lecture from any of these performers. They are not there for that. They are there to have a good time and forget the other nonsense in their lives. I would have walked out on the sumbitch, I promise. And I'd have cussed him out the door, too. I can tell you that. You want to talk about going viral, I'd have been loud and obnoxious getting out the door. Yeah. Turns out he knows nothing about the heartland at all. What a toddler. Well, he's wearing a onesie, so, there's that. God. Has been. What? I hope they didn't pay to see him, and if so, they need to be reimbursed. It's crazy. Betraying the people that put him on stage so he can be in the club now. An American elite. That's where we're going to stop, but the guy's right. John Cougar Mellencamp, your fortune was built on the back of hardworking Americans that, guess what? And this is going to really sting. Vote for Trump. Those people are why you are where you're at. And you can still smoke 3 packs, 4 packs of cigarettes a day, and your voice sounds like you've been gargling gravel, and people are still willing to pay. God, like I said, I used to be a huge fan of this douchebag. He conned everybody. So did Bruce Springsteen, Neil Young, all these leftist idiots, these morons, they conned everybody for the last 40 years. Unbelievable. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.